Spavital. We'll start in the back with Zach.
Coach, how do you feel that Kyler has progressed as far as his grasp on the playbook, and do you feel that he can, I guess, add a little bit more for this week?
Yeah, definitely. He's going to continue to keep getting better. And, from what you've seen from his performance from the Arizona State game till now, you can continue to see that he's becoming more and more comfortable just operating and communicate the offense. But, each week, just based off of what we think is going to put us in the best position to have success, we're going to put that into the game plan because I think Kyler's capable of handling it all right now.
On the left side, Cease. We'll go to Suzanne.
When you look at the Auburn defense, how has Muschamp changed? What has he changed about the way they play that defense now?
They're a very physical unit. That's something that he's brought. They play with a lot of energy, a lot of emotion. You can tell that comes from Coach Muschamp as well. They're one of the more physical fronts that we're going to see. They're a very talented defense, and I think it's going to be a good challenge for us.
Now, what about statistically, Jake? They're not much better than they were last year, and a lot of people down there are not happy. But what do you see problems possible?
I think they're a lot better than what the stats show. I think they are still playing with an edge. They kind of got the injury bug early in the year, but I think they're back to full health, and I'm expecting it to be a pretty good challenge for us.
Stay over on the left side, Suzanne.
Two questions. Is Kyler more comfortable when he starts running, more comfortable throwing the ball when he starts running first? He needs to get a hit out of the way?
No, I don't believe so. I don't think he's like that. I think he's going to go out there and he's going to execute the offense as best he can, and we're going to try to calm him down naturally, just based off the play calling. But I don't think anything phases him. I think he's pretty calm and cool and collected back there.
And then he had more than 20 carries or more. How many of those were actually called?
Probably, I would say about 3 or 4 of them. We didn't have very many of them. A lot of them were read-oriented. But, Kyler's a guy that, naturally he's going to run the ball. So, if we always had that quarterback run game packaged in, you call those based off of how much he's running in general.
Here in front, Brent.
You said Kyler is capable of handling it all right now. How much more remarkable does that make it? Because, he does draw the comparisons to Johnny, but Johnny had been around here for a year and a half at that point before he stepped on the field.
Yeah, a lot has to do with him being here in the summer, and we've been working each day just on reps. I've given him plenty of reps throughout fall camp and throughout the first, 7 weeks of the season. And, on a short notice, he got thrown in the game, and he operated and communicated the game plan very efficiently. And, this week his reps are going to bump up even more with the ones, and I think the more you throw at the kid, the more comfortable he's going to be. No, I don't think they're fair, just because he runs around and makes plays similar to Johnny. Their play is quite similar, but, I wouldn't compare them.
Left side in the back, Zach.
Jake, seemed like there were more passes towards the inside of the field, more slants. Was that a point of emphasis going into the game last Saturday, or is that just something that just happens naturally?
That's just something based off of the game plan. Once you sit there and you study the tape on how they're going to defend us throughout the week, we thought that was going to be one of their weaknesses, and that was just pretty much how the game plan was dictated that week.
Go on the left, Cease, and then Sam.
Speedy Knowles seemed to get more snaps to me. Maybe he didn't, but you could tell me where Speedy is right now, fitting in the offense of the receivers.
Yeah, Speedy's healthy now. He was dinged up at the beginning of this season, and you can kind of see how gradually his reps have increased each game, and I would continue to see that. Speedy's just got to get back into the rhythm of things, but you see that he's playing with high energy right now, and it's good to see the number 2 back out there still.
Seat on the back right, Sam.
Jake, did you guys make it a point to script in a lot of, I guess, quote-unquote safe throws, things that maybe wouldn't confuse or make it a little bit, put any more pressure on Kyler than he already had?
No, not what you think. A lot had to be based off of how they were going to play us. It took us a little bit just to figure out, because they changed up some of the things that they've shown throughout their previous games. But we always have progressions through our pass game, and I thought Kyler went out there and sometimes the luck of the draw, he ends up hitting his first read, but there's times where he ended up getting to his second and third read as well. But we just called as is.
And how did he handle himself the week leading up, and how has he handled everything since?
He's been great. he's had a great week. He had a great week of preparation. I thought his attitude and the way he handled the situation was great, and I thought he performed at a very high level. And he came back to work Sunday. He had a great practice Monday, and he knows that he's got to put that preparation in this week to have a good game versus Auburn.
Right side, Gabe.
We saw it play out for this first game, and moving forward, how much more can Trey Carson benefit from having that lightning back there with his Thunder, but also being able to sit down and stay fresh because of James White being healthy?
Lightning and Thunder. Having James back, that's huge because, I think a lot of the success that Trey had was based on being fresher in the game because, he got to come out and James picked up the slack and took some of those added runs off of Trey. But, just naturally having a dynamic athlete like Kyler in the backfield, that's going to change up how defenses that play in. That's probably going to open up some more runs for those running backs. But, one, Kyler, it is going to help with the run game. And two, having James get back healthy is also going to help with Trey and being more for him and being more efficient in the run game.
Seat on the back left, KO, and then we'll go to the back for a couple questions.
Hey, Coach, how much freedom does Kyler have on the field, being able to change things up and run with it?
He's got all the freedom that I give every quarterback, and the thing about him is he made a few checks in the game that things that we discussed throughout the week, and he saw the certain looks that they gave, and he changed the play and he attacked it, and I thought he did a great job with that. But he has all the freedom to change to whatever he feels comfortable, and that's a lot just dealing with the discussions that we have throughout the week.
Go to Daryl and then Lee.
Coach, it seems like that when you guys played Florida here, and I know you weren't here then, but in the second half, Muschamp was able to kind of slow Johnny down or figure out how to kind of contain him a little bit, and this just has to do with running quarterbacks. And then I know and when you guys played LSU a couple of times when Johnny was there, Coach Chavis was able to kind of also corral your running backs. Do you kind of lean on Coach Chavis a little bit and say, hey, what are we getting ready to see? Because Kyler is a guy that it seems like he likes to run the ball a little bit more and throw it right now?
Yeah, you look at that. That's a pretty tough question because, Kyler's only got so much on tape. I think he's a dynamic thrower as well. But, I talk to Coach Chavis every single week about, just how he thinks teams are going to play us. And, I don't know how Coach Muschamp's going to play us. I know that they're definitely going to look into the quarterback run game. But, there is no answer for how you're going to defend it. I've seen teams play running quarterbacks multiple different ways. We just got to be ready for any of it.
Stay in the back with Lee.
Coach, I asked you last week about Christian Kirk, and you said Ole Miss was paying attention to him a lot, and I'm guessing South Carolina probably did the same thing. And the past couple of games, he hasn't had many touches. My question is, how has he responded to that, not getting as much impact as he has previously, and what do you expect from him for the rest of the year?
I think the way Christian handles it's been great. He's not a selfish kid. He wants to do anything that can help this team win, and you can just see that the thing that makes him he gets so disappointed in himself because he feels like he could do more for the team, and that's just what type of kid he is. But I think you're going to naturally see that. More touches for Christian come because what we tell every receiver when they come here, you want to have other good players around you because if they take one away from the game, then it's your opportunity to step up and make plays, and you've seen that with Ricky Seals-Jones and Josh Reynolds. So I think naturally, teams are going to have to start trying to figure out the way to defend them, and that's going to open up more touches for Christian.
We'll wrap it up with Sam on the right side.
You've gone through it for 2 seasons now, making midseason quarterback changes. Auburn has obviously dealt with it with Jeremy Johnson, Sean White. What are some of the challenges that are involved with just thinking you have a guy and then having to make a switch in the middle of the year, because of poor play or what have you?
Oh, you just got to keep it rolling. It's not just completely about the quarterback position. It's about all other 10 guys around there, and they all have to go out there and battle and compete each week and play for each other. And there's times where the receivers need to make plays for the quarterbacks and the running backs need to make plays. So, it's a team game, and they all need to go out there and make the quarterback as comfortable as possible.
All right. Thanks, Coach.